All right, thank you for staying with us. And we were discussing about Team Nigeria reception or no reception. That was the issue on the front burner before we went on the break. Before I go back to Onye, who was about making his point before we went on that break, let me read a few comments on Twitter. Prof. Nakena Chris at Aigbanegbe says the Nigeria Olympic team deserves to be honored by the government because they represented Nigeria and gave their all in Rio. Solomon Ibekwe says, I think the government didn't do well by not receiving the athletes, as it would have gone a long way in boosting their confidence for the future. Israel Akinlawan says, the case of athletes defecting to play for other serious countries, in quotes, will be on the increase if they are not celebrated. That's what he says. And at Vero Nivzi says, I think Nigeria should start preparing now, and most importantly, pick young athletes. It says the use of overage athletes is really killing us. I don't understand. I mean, what he's trying to say, the overage athletes, because
probably referring to athletes that have gone past their prime.
Yeah. Maybe, because
maybe he didn't put it properly.
Yeah, because the only age grade tournament at the Olympics is the football
event. Yeah.
But
I think what he meant to say is
old athletes, aging athletes.
People who have gone past their best performance in that sport.
Because sometimes the older the better.
Yeah. Because there are some sports people will say this is not the best representative for Nigeria. So those are the cases.
Maybe that's what he's talking about. All right. So we're back to the point you were making before we went on break about the 2020 plan.
Yeah, like the flight ticket you mentioned.
Yeah, the ticket issue.
Before you took the break, and the issue was always a recurring decimal throughout the games, and we are shocked that it's still lingering. And there were reports that some of the athletes could not sleep during the games because they were trying to see if they could force the officials to give them their return tickets. I mean, how can you put in your best, Tony, when you are always haunted by the fact that you could be stranded in a foreign land, and you have other programs, like you said, an athletics event has started, and you cannot get, after putting your personal resources into getting to Rio to represent your country, you are unable to get your flight ticket. So I think it's not good enough, Tony. And this is not, going forward, what it means is that athletes are going to put money first before they go for any international events.
Yeah.
They're going to put money first. Pay me first before I appear for any event.
That mercenary attitude will have to come to the fore. Mercenary attitude will come to the fore.
Yeah.
Because it's a case of, it happened to me before, it can happen to me again if I don't sort myself out. So pay me, and then I'll be able to deliver.
I hate to bring this up, but we shouldn't be talking about United States of America because they are way, way ahead. For every person that got a gold medal, they're going to get $25,000.
Yeah, but it's not so much about the money. It's about
I'm saying
for team
encouragement.
For Team Great Britain, there are no funds for winning, but there are national honors. Yeah, and in Britain, those national honors are worth more.
And there's a structured support system
for you all through. So we really have to start to think of the reward system as well for these athletes. Guys, let's even leave Rio 2016 on one side. And also tell you very quickly that in a few weeks, less than 2 weeks from now, we'll be talking about the Paralympics. So from Monday, we will begin the countdown to the Paralympic Games. I think that's fair enough, so that we can also talk about how the Paralympians are getting ready. Those ones don't fail to perform. You can be sure of at least 5, 6, 7 gold medals. Paralympians, they do it all the time.
In spite of the neglect.
We hope they are going to be able to repeat it for us this time around. So from Monday, we will begin our countdown to the Paralympic Games as well. We'll talk about the different sports we're taking to the Paralympic Games and how those different sports are getting ready. So make sure you keep it a date with us from Monday when we begin the build-up to the Paralympic Games. But we're talking about Tokyo 2020. Tokyo, I've received the Olympic flag. They will be hosting the world in 2020. You can expect a fabulous competition because if Brazil did it,
in spite of their challenges.
In spite of the challenges, I'm sure Japan, with the technological advancement that they have, are going to put up a fantastic show for the world.
That's the only angle. I looked at the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony and what Brazil did. I don't think any other country can do more than that. But the technological advancement of Japan is what we want to see. Maybe we're going to see robots. We're going to see, I don't know, we're going to see a lot of things. But in terms of manpower, human resources, and those are all other things, I don't think there's anything left that they host, getting facilities ready, creating a beautiful atmosphere. You know, I don't really think there's much that will be different from what we saw in Rio. But the technological aspect of it is what will come to the fore. And they showed us with that opening, that closing ceremony, the Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, came all dressed in Super Mario outfits. Just shows that the country
is sneak preview.
Is ready. It's not just the sports ministry or the LOC doing it. Japan as a country is ready. And if you're ready 4 years to the Olympics, I mean, it shows how well prepared that you are. I have no worries about Tokyo. I have no worries about Japan, that they're going to put up a fantastic show for the Olympics. It will be very exciting to see what other areas. But I'm very sure, like what you said, that areas of technology, they will wow us with the kind of things we're going to see.
All right, let's take it very quickly to Australia. Oye, before I come to you, let's go to Australia very quickly and talk about, let's allow you to see what the reception was like for Team Australia. Remember, Team Australia were one of the first countries to show us what the official kits would look like. We're one of the first countries to arrive at the Games Village. And, I mean, if you talk about preparation, it should be Team Australia. Sit back and let's see how Team Australia were welcomed back home after the Games.
All this is a family occasion. The big Australian family, 24 million of us, we embrace you, we applaud you, we have been inspired by you, we are so proud of you. Thank you so much, all of you, for what you have done for us at Rio.
Not too much time to reflect on it. It's great to be able to win Australia's first medal for the Olympic Games, and a historical medal for us because we've never won an event, or won a medal, sorry, in the men's team event. But it's just great to kickstart the team and build them up for bigger and better things.
It's been all positive. They've been so proud of my achievements, but at the same time, it's been an absolute roller coaster. It just hasn't stopped.
All right, so that's Team Australia getting back home after the Olympic Games. You could see the reception, how good it was, and you could see some of the athletes as well. Really enjoying all of it.
If you want 29 medals, you will celebrate.
You celebrate. Let me go to Twitter very quickly so that we can spice this up as we discuss. Nwagbo Emmanuel at Nwagbo 14 says, is it true that President Robert Mugabe, that's President of Zimbabwe, is it true that they ordered the arrest of Zimbabwean athletes that went for the Olympics? That story has been circulating on social media, but it's not authenticated. I'm not sure that some of those words, some of those quotes are credited to President Mugabe.
Really comes from him.
Really come from him, because they were very outrageous statements. So I don't think... I may come back tomorrow with a different opinion, but as at now, I don't think those words were presidential words.
I don't think
really. So don't be like me. Doubt those words, guys. Because I'm sure you have read some of those words as well.
Yeah, I mean,
I've read some.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
There are so many
not just sports,
credited to
Robert Mugabe.
Some very funny, some really outrageous, but credited to Robert Mugabe. But
I come back on.
I'm not saying it's impossible to. You remember 2000 Nations Cup where the dead president of Ivory Coast ordered those guys to do
Alassane Ouattara
from Alassane Ouattara. So I don't know, but this one. A lot has been attributed to Robert Mugabe.
But be like me, doubt those things.
Till you are sure.
Until you are sure. Tomorrow we'll do a lot more work, and if it is true, we'll come tomorrow and give you a different opinion. But for today, I don't think those words were the words of President Mugabe. Chidi at H. Lemchi says, I prayed fervently for the Sports Ministry and the Nigerian Olympic Committee to disappoint me by honoring Chierika Ukogu, but lo and behold, they didn't disappoint me. They didn't honor her. Shame.
No, but we shouldn't pick out a single.
No,
we shouldn't pick out a single.
Let's not pick out the single. Let's look at the team.
Represented the country, and they should be hosted. Is teamwork. Not
when they were
athletes.
going, there was a reception, small reception. Mr. President talking, the NOC was there, the ministry was there, something like that.
Yeah.
No matter how small.
We saw the Australian Prime Minister Tombo not singling out any athlete, said for what you have done,
a family affair.
Family affair. For what you have done for this country, whether you won medal or not, you have represented the country, and you deserve to be well received.
And those are even countries that invested in those athletes.
And I think there's a misconception about that event. She didn't win any medal.
Yeah, she didn't win.
I think there have been so much misconception on the social media that she won silver.
She got to the semi-finals and had to, from there, every other thing that she did was classification.
Yes.
She didn't go into the final of the main event, the medal scoring event. She went into classification and she didn't win any medal for Nigeria. Someone said, I watched the way the Malaysians welcomed their team from Rio and said to myself, Nigeria is not worth making sacrifices for. Well, I have a different opinion, really. I may be wrong, but I have a different opinion about sacrifice. When you sacrifice, you are not expecting so much in return. The same thing for the country, for me. When you want to do over your services to Nigeria, yes, it is fair. It is good to expect that Nigeria will honor me, but just do whatever you need to do first of all, not minding whether they reward you or not.
Reception is not. I don't
think everybody will.
Reception is not particularly monetary in monetary terms.
Respect.
The Australian Prime Minister, we didn't see him dishing out money or awards to the athletes.
Neither did the South Africans do that.
In fact, his speech was very short and straight to the point.
I'm talking in the light of this statement that Nigeria is not worth making sacrifices for.
But
that is in the light of that that I'm making that I'm saying.
You cannot control the emotions of people.
People will point out to heroes past. A lot of people that have sacrificed for Nigeria. I'm not saying it's good. I agree with you that we should be patriotic. But you can count from the top of your finger. You can start counting people who have made sacrifices and will sit down in the later years and begin to regret. Why did I behave like a mercenary?
Because if in Nigeria, if you are sacrificing for Nigeria the way it is, and you are thinking that Nigeria will honor you at some point or honor your family.
Well, he just told you it's not necessarily about money.
No. Honor or do anything for you. For me,
it's not too much to ask for.
It's not too much to ask for.
So the reality is that people preaching that we should, sacrifice for the country. Using examples outside the country. You also realize that in those countries, there are structures that will take care of you from the cradle to the grave.
Okay.
And you don't necessarily
do for America.
Yes.
Ask what America can do for you, not what you can do for America.
But even in your old age,
we can't say that in Nigeria.
Will take care of you.
We can't say that in Nigeria.
So while you are still active,
do for Nigeria
what Nigeria has done for you. Very simple.
That's a new one for me. Do for Nigeria what Nigeria has done for you.
Very simple.
All right, that's an interesting one, but on a more serious note, don't say Nigeria is not worth dying for. That's just what I'm trying to talk about.
Yeah.
It may be wrong.
It's part of whatever happens.
It may be unattractive at the moment, but Nigeria is still your country.
Yes.
We still have to give everything. That's just what I've been trying to say. Guys, India, with a population of 1.2, we are told, came back with 1 silver and 1 bronze, and they had a good reception for the team, and they were celebrating. And that's been generating a lot of reactions on social media.
For India,
1.2 billion people.
You could understand that the only sport they're interested in is cricket.
Cricket.
And so if you do anything outside cricket, they will celebrate.
They had the other athletes in the 4x1 and 4x4.
It's a surprise. And they're making inroads.
They're making inroads.
They're going to host the next Under-17 World Cup.
Under-17 World Cup. So they're making inroads gradually. And all those stories of Indians scoring 100 goals.
We'll see.
They are fairy tales.
Any country in that Southeast Asian region, it's very hard to think of something outside cricket. It's always very, very... and that's why they could celebrate achieving that feat.
Okay, let's quickly bring you some pictures, okay? I'm told we have to go on a break now. So let's go on that break. We'll be back with more on Sports Tonight.